Like I said, no. All right. So, as everyone here can, Lindsay can at least hear me.
Yes, she can. She can hear you.
All right. So, your combat with the crabs ends, and you return to the beach. You deliver the news to the captain, who sends some of his men down to the beach to retrieve the bodies. They, realizing the shape they're in, the rest of the day is sort of spent from their end preparing for a funeral of sorts for the their fallen sailors, and it's sort of a kind of a Viking funeral, but sort of not. They basically have a small they weight down the corpses and kind of float them out to sea, where they kind of sink down, prepared with kind of wrapped up. There's not a lot of material, but everybody kind of pitches in to gather up, which is the kind of the custom of these sailors. Some of the bodies earlier were more people from Ecleros, or more normal people that were either buried or burned, whichever way we want to go. But the customs of the sailors is kind of different, being that most of their time is spent at sea. And so the captain kind of gives a eulogy. Let me see if I can find it. I actually prepared something. So Captain Evel is kind of, as they float the bodies out to sea and they kind of sink under the waves, he kind of starts to say a few words. And he's going to sound more like a pirate now. I thought last week, if I give him a pirate voice, I can differentiate between him and other people. So ignore the fact that he sounds like the opening of SpongeBob SquarePants. The sea be a savage place, and those that travel it best be wearing the price to challenge Unjali's domain. All should know Bidge Queen and fear her, for wind and wave can reach anywhere when sufficiently angered. Fair offerings bring wind, and fair trades to sea travelers. But those do not pay their respects will find that the sea is cold as Umberlee's heart. Spread the word of her fair might of Umberlee, and let no service be done in her name without a price. Make folks hear the wind and wave, and know that she is there to protect them. We therefore commit these bodies to the deep, to be turned into corruption, looking for resurrection of the body, and the sea when she shall give up her dead, and life of the world come through our Lord Umberlee, who at her coming shall change our vile bodies, though it be glorious, and according to the working wills, whereby we are able to subdue all things through her. And when it finishes, the rest of the pirates kind of, give a sort of a hear, and kind of turn and return to the beach. And you can tell that this is kind of a very traditional burial at sea, sort of, when it happens, at least on this ship. I'm about to find another voice. That one's killing me.
Mm-hmm.
So you return to the beach. It's, we'll say, dusk. So you guys can kind of talk amongst yourselves, or talk to anybody you need to, or kind of do anything you want in preparation for, I guess, tomorrow.
So are we at the beach, or are we at the campsite?
isn't the campsite on the beach? You guys are inland, so, or you can be near the beach if you guys want. I can keep the captain down there if you guys want to talk to him, sort of off away from people.
Because if we're on the beach where the wreckage was and the bodies were, you know, assuming that, my mind can't seem to escape that chest out on the reef that we couldn't quite get to, or said that we were maybe going to come back to, but we were just too tired.
Well, as I remember, okay, so this is, I guess, speaking a little out of game. The previous battle happened effectively this morning, so we have retrieved the bodies back to the campsite. We've had our funeral, we've had the eulogy, and now we are either heading back to the shipwreck, which I deemed as the shipwreck of the Green-Eyed Girl ship, if that matters for anybody, or we are still at the campsite before we head back that general direction.
I mean, it doesn't matter to me. I got nothing to say to Captain Evil.
Okay, so why don't we just say that it makes sense that we're closer to the water, having just sent people onto the water. So,
Well, should we go back and talk to Captain Evil to negotiate a little bit for those bodies, like we said?
Yeah, I would like a moment to speak with Captain Evil about the mission to get out to his boat.
I agree.
If I remember correctly, we did our part, right, by getting those bodies.
Well, yes, but we've also we did talk to Captain Evil. We kind of coerced him earlier this morning to give us a good portion of the treasure hoard as well. One of the things, and if it's to you guys, I would like to ask the captain if he had seen anything of a large shadowy object in the waters, because if you recall, Hoot Hoot saw something, and maybe the captain might have some more information about it.
All right, I'll tag along and listen to that conversation.
Likewise.
Same here.
So, Raz, assuming you were the most outgoing of the group, being the bard and all, I will let you lead the conversation. At least that's my vote. I'm not going to speak for everybody else.
Well, I'm just here out of curiosity, so whoever wants to speak.
So maybe we will not need Corin filleting his dagger in his hand for intimidation this time. But it may come to that. We'll see. So I go up and I approach Captain Evil with everyone. And I say, well, we kind of did our part. I don't mean to rush things. You seem a little downtrodden at the moment. It's understandable, but I think the days aren't getting any shorter, any longer, and I think we really need to go after that hoard that you were talking about earlier. I mean, we did our part here, so why don't we move things along and let's talk shop.
Aye, you've served and done your part, so why don't you go fetch the gold and, it's all yours. You can have the whole lot.
Well, that sounds great, but that's there's just one thing though. We noticed something in the water. It was very, very mysterious when we were picking up your fallen sailors. God rest their souls. We noticed something swimming. We couldn't quite make what it was, but it definitely was. It was not a fish, and it could have even been the reason for their demise. We don't know. Is there anything you've seen before out in those waters? Can you tell us anything? Have you seen some kind of beast out by the waves that might have caused this destruction?
Have I seen things in the sea? Oh boy, I could tell you stories that would curl your toes. I mean, the sea is a dangerous place, and if there wasn't danger, I'd have fetched the thing myself. But I don't know what's in that air, and I dare not venture in to find out myself.
So if I'm reading between the lines here, you kind of want us to venture. Is that what we're getting at?
There be a chest of gold just over yonder. If you be wanting the gold, you be getting the gold, if you understand me.
So, Captain, we've been talking about this shadowy figure there. Did you, before the shipwreck, and I know there was a lot happening with the shipwreck, in the middle of the squall and the storm and everything, but did you recall losing anybody to a figure in the waters, to a beast or something?
I recall losing 2 sailors. I just buried them, you lout.
No need to be a dick, kind sir. Just trying to figure out.
No, you must accept me apologies. This we are but a family upon the sea, and we live and die as one. And losing 2 is breaks me heart. These poor souls. I've known them for years upon the sea, and they've proven their might twice over. So you'll have to forgive me if I'm a little short answering questions, and in my obvious state of mental disarray.
That's fair, and I apologize for pressing you so hard.
Just if you could be doing me a favor after you retrieve the gold, don't venture into me ship. Don't poke around. Don't be looking for stuff. It's my ship. Once you've cleared it, I'll go in and get the rest of it myself.
Captain, we wouldn't dare do such a disrespectful act. You know us to be honorable people. You have my word. We would never ransack or loot your ship. We're purely out for the gold.
Yes, we are a greedy group. We only want our gold. Nothing else. There is no way that we will go any further into your ship to get anything that you may have hidden. We will keep it. We will leave it there.
And then I'd turn my back and look at the group and say, "Hey, we're totally gonna go in this ship, aren't we?"
Absolutely.
Captain, would you have any maps or any other things on the ship that might help us determine where we are?
I had some sea maps in me quarters, but we long since left the edge of those. Where we are, I've not ventured. I was trying to plot a course by the stars, but once that storm came, I'm not sure exactly where we are. There's one thing, and I don't want to be dishonest, but I know ye adventurers, and despite your best intentions, I have a feeling that sooner or later, this somebody will go into my quarters if I don't get there first. So maybe I could be asking you to fetch something for me, since the gold will be yours anyways. We'll call it an additional price.
Would you like to explain what this item of such importance is?
It's not that it's important, and value is nil. But let's say I've got a bit of a reputation to uphold amongst this, and I'd rather me life and things that happened at sea not effect that this new venture we have going, and this whatever it will become, is not the life we had at sea. And though I am a trade vessel, let's just say that at times other vessels voluntarily contributed to our trade, or maybe involuntary is a better way to put it. And being that we're a pirate vessel, and being that the loot is split amongst the crew, there exists a log of detailed record of what was taken and what was, and from who. I would like you to fetch that log for me.
So, can you tell us what this log looks like? Is it bound in something unusual, or are we looking for the typical brown leather book?
It's a very uneventful log. When you're in my quarters, there'll be a picture frame of me dear old dad, or at least that's who I say. It's some picture I got off a boat not too many years ago. If you can take that picture and move it aside, you'll find a small compartment with this log. And for your troubles,
He pulls off a key around his neck and hands it to. I guess he just holds it out. Someone could take it.
there be a chest under the bottom drawer of me cabinet. Take it out. This chest will open it. There's an object there. I can't quite explain it, but you'll know it when you see it. You guys have that as well.
Sounds like a plan.
But in regards to the devils of the sea that stand in your way, those are on you.
Well, since no one else is reaching out for the keys, I'll go ahead and take the key and throw it around my neck. I'm assuming it's on a leathery strap or something. So, treasure good, get you a log, that's good. Whatever else we find, we're just going to keep it. And if we happen to get killed by some beasts, that's a risk you're willing to take. All right, so I think I'm understanding this correctly.
Yes, well, thank you for the time and the information, Captain.
You be welcome.
Uh,
And not a word of this to that bugger Gregory. If he was to find out that I'm hiding something from him, it would completely undermine the entire reason I'm giving you all this in the first place.
Before we go trotting in there to retrieve your log, I say as I walk up, we're not gonna get jabbed with a poison needle when we move this thing out of the way, are we? Or open the chest. It's not gonna burst into flames and.
There be no traps. The lock is enough amongst an honest crew. That should get you in.
I don't believe him. I want to see if maybe he's hiding something.
I agree.
Insight?
Yeah, I think that's usually what they roll.
It appears he's being forthright with you from what you can tell.
Hold on.
I was being even more forthright.
Adam, you can tell he's a pirate. Or a captain. You can tell he's a
Yay!
captain.
He is a human being.
Hold on.
You, sir, appear to have been a captain for a while.
Where is insight on the sheet?
Well, you also can tell that he's a captain.
I see no reason not to trust them, so I'm not even gonna bother.
It's underneath the saving throws or the ability checks.
Just to the right of your intelligence number.
Wisdom, actually.
It's actually next to the intelligence number for me.
Oh, next to, yeah. I thought you meant it was an intelligence check.
No, sorry.
Someone roll me a D100. Just one. First one works.
Well, all right. The dice are rolling in our favor tonight.
We're just getting them out of the way.
Natural 20.
Out of 100.
Next thing you rolled a natural 10.
Let's see how Hoot Hoot fares.
Are we all rolling this, or just the first one counted?
The first one's fine.
Oh, never mind.
Oh no, once somebody rolls a check, we all decide to roll along with it.
Yeah, I figure that's probably the smart move. You know, one of us is going to be more inclined to with our skills than the other.
As they say in meetings, none of us is as dumb as all of us.
Sorry, I'm looking something up real quick.
Hey, Quinn, can I ask you a question?
Sure, buddy.
I was going through the player handbook, and I just noticed there was a difference between a sorcerer and a wizard. I thought they were the same thing. Are you a sorcerer or a wizard?
I am a wizard.
He be a wizard, Harry.
you,
It's good to know.
you be a hairy wizard.
And noted.
Do these drab robes tell you nothing?
My insight check apparently does not tell me nothing.
So it tells you something.
But it could be nothing.
You are a talking human being.
Probably.
As far as you know.
Walker.
I have been called worse things.
All right. So I guess everything's concluded with the captain. He's gonna, head back towards the settlement, I guess. I assume, based on your out of character need of spell slots, that you'll wait until the morning.
For me, if I take a short rest, I can use Arcane Recovery to recover, I think, 2 of my spell slots, 2 of my level 1, 2 of 2 spell slots. So I'm up with the rest of the party, whatever they want to do, but I'm good with just a short rest.
I don't think I have anything for spell recovery except long rest.
I don't remember reading anything about that for mine either.
I would assume.
Arcane Recovery says you get half your wizard level rounded up with spells.
Okay, so then I get 1.
I guess I should probably have written down on my spell slots how many I used. Pretty sure I used 1 and have one in the book.
I know there was Fairy Fire was cast, 2 Thunderclaps. I think that was it.
The Thunder Waves, both of mine, That was both my spell slots, and there was a fairy fire. I'm just gonna say, you know what, guys, I'm getting a little tired. I know it's dusk, but them crabs took it out of me.
Well, it's getting a little dark to be going out into the water and trying to see what we're doing out there.
You and your logic.
Possibly.
Me being a giant coward, I'm afraid of the dark.
I'm sure.
How far away was the ship from the shore?
We gauged it to be about 60 to 65 feet of 3-foot deep water.
So we can leave right at dawn then.
Yes, personally, I would like Eldon to lead the party into the water.
Right.
Well, if they're going to go rest, I'm going to head back down to the beach and just kind of observe the ship at night and maybe use dancing lights under the water to see if I can attract anything. See if anything, takes some shiny bait.
Are you taunting?
I'm just seeing if anything, it's only 3 feet deep water, so I'm not expecting a kraken to pop up, but.
Thanks for dooming the party.
Well, I also want to, I also use them to, because it's got a 120-foot range and it's a cantrip, so I can cast it all night long, to explore as far down the ship as I can from shore, just, lighting things up, seeing if anything moves.
So you wouldn't be taking any rest time?
I'm not going to do this super long, but I didn't get hit and I don't have any spell slots, so I'm feeling fine.
Roll me a perception.
Perception. Where's that?
What's the range on dancing lights?
120 feet.
And how far out are you casting it?
I'm probably, 10 feet back from the shore, so I'm casting it just as far as I can around the ship and under the water near the ship, just to, if I see anyone skulking about or things under the water.
Is just cast it over and over and over again?
Just, for like an hour or so, once it's dark. Kind of using it as a light and a lure.
Oh, sorry. You mean, I forgot you guys were on the other one. Sorry, Adam. Let's see. So, one action. So, if you're concentrating for a minute, you can 4 torch-sized lights within range.
It's dim light, so I'm not going to be able to see much. I'm kind of just looking to see, if I see movement.
Now, every so often, you think you might be able to, make out some shadows or something. It's kind of tricky with the reef and the ship and the waves. There's a lot of kind of potentially hidden stuff, but you definitely at some points think you see something, and then you kind of look again and it's not there again. So there's definitely there's something out there.
Above, on the ship or under the water?
In the water. But you can tell there's nothing on the ship.
All right, and after an hour or so of that, I go back to camp, tell whoever's still awake what I saw, and get some sleep.
I know that I'm definitely still awake when you get back. I've been enjoying some of this, cooking some of those tasty crabs.
Well, I just kind of relay that, there's definitely, I agitated something under the water, so we're not necessarily alone. Whatever Hoot Hoot saw might still be out there.
It's hard to find. I know there's sites out there that have all these D100 charts, but It's hard to find exactly what I'm looking for.
Sounds like we're about to get randomly attacked in camp.
No, it's just I was trying to find something earlier. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Oh, I like this table.
That's a nice table. I like that table.
Oh, I take it back. It doesn't work anymore. All right, so the next morning then, someone roll me a d20. All right, so the night passes uneventfully, and then the next day the sun rises. It's up to you guys. Although there are more than one of you on the beach, it seems.
Are we heading down to the ship, for morning to do this?
Hey guys, y'all ready to go down to the beach?
After morning prayer and reflection, yes, and a little bit of crab meat for breakfast. Sure, I'm ready to go.
Have the lumber parties come back with anything yet?
The party that went in yesterday has felled a few trees. I mean, we're able to kind of get some of them, smaller ones, back to camp. You can tell that some of it's just putting in the. There's a lot of felling of the trees, and they're still trying to work out exactly how to do everything. But you have a feeling that they'll probably end up building the shelters actually more up towards maybe in the woods as opposed to on the beach as it goes forward.
I'm wondering, can we go out there? This might be being paranoid, but get a 50-foot long tree or something and kind of make a bridge to at least to that first reef so we can kind of see further out into the water instead of wading out into it. Would they have something of that nature?
I mean, you could fell one. I don't know how long I don't know exactly how long it would take you guys to move a 50-foot tree that's not going to bend in the middle down a couple hundred yards to the beach.
I'm just gonna say that I'm kind of a weakling here. I mean, it takes me a lot to just lift a pencil.
Same here. I'm a little guy. I read books for my.
Yeah, I'm not super strong either. I know Siona can do some weightlifting, but seems like more than one of us. That's just an option. I was just kind of, if we want to spend half a day rolling and dragging it, could be for nothing.
If you want to, we can figure that out.
Yeah, we would want to have some sort of way to ferry ourselves out and back to the ship.
I mean, the alternative is go out there and, like I said last time, could we maybe go find a? Is there a surviving rowboat we can use to kind of? I'd like to be able to stand up over top of the water, not in the water, so I can see further out.
Yeah, is there like all the lifeboats that we came to shore with initially? Are there any left that we can use to ferry ourselves out there? It's a good call.
Well, all the lifeboats are on the ships because when it crashed, everybody just kind of jumped
Swam
into the
for it.
water. But you can easily build one, probably. I mean, lash it together. It's going to be kind of a, rough log raft, but you could probably figure that out. You might have to roll some kind of a check against the waves as you move the raft along, but that shouldn't be too hard.
I would really not like to not fight something in the water while I'm also in the water.
Did you say there are
That.
some boats out with the boat?
All the dinghy stuff would be still where they were when we crashed.
So they're still on the boat, the dinghies, or the
The small rowboats, yeah, they would be like one or two per side.
So essentially, if we get out to the boat, we can use the rowboats to ferry things back to the shore. So
Sure.
So we initially just need to get out to the boat to get the boats to get the dinghies back to the shore. That sounds useful.
All right, so let's just say we wait out there. Where could we board at? Is this area close enough to we can climb up it, or is it, the bow of the ship way 30 feet above us, and we got to go further out to get to a boardable spot?
I mean, it's a ship, so I mean, it's got, you couldn't just climb. You could probably, I mean, if you pulled up a raft or something, you could probably attempt to scale just about any part of it. There's maybe a cargo nets on the side. Right here, can you see that square?
No.
No, all right, hold on, let me see. I'll use the ruler. Right, like along here is where the there's a hole where it breached on this.
So we need to get here to climb into the boat.
Easy to easily enter it, yeah. But you guys could, I mean, again, anywhere on the boat, if you guys get out to the side, or you could get onto it.
And we said, how deep is it right here?
It probably drops about a foot every 15 feet or so.
So about 4 feet.
I want to actually go up to the.
Is the tide in or out right now? What part of the day will the tide be out the farthest?
And what's the humidity and,
At low tide.
What part of the day would that be? Midday, late day, early day?
Low tide part of the day.
Maybe there's no tides on this planet.
I don't know. When is low tide? Isn't there 2 a day?
Maybe it's
Up
a
and
tide.
down. You
Tides
can't
are-
explain that.
Hey,
There's 2 a day, but different,
They could be
parts
any
of the
time
day.
of the day.
I mean, it depends on how many moons there are, and this could be a flat planet for all we know.
Just like Earth.
Exactly. There could be a giant turtle dragging this planet across the waves. How far down this rabbit trail do we want to go? Because I'll do it all night.
Before we even consider stepping foot in the water, I want to go up kind of close to the edge. And I want to cast a cantrip roughly where Hoot Hoot and the lights saw the shadow last night.
So should we all be where we might be while you're doing this? How close to the edge are you?
Good question. I'm in cantrip range. Let me find out what that is.
And so the rest of us should be positioned accordingly.
30 feet. So if I'm going to get out here, I'm actually going to have to wade somewhat in the water to do so. Can I like sneak my way out mid-water?
Hide behind that wave.
So we've done a thorough check that all those crabs are out of the area. That any further crabs are out of the area, correct?
I mean, I was out here for an hour last night. Nothing attacked me.
Okay.
It's possible there are some up and down the beach, but for the most part, it seems that they were kind of around the body, or the body's kind of nibbling on them.
Well, I mean, if you want, I could cast my thunderclap cantrip, which is audible to 100 feet. See if we shake anything up.
Careful, you might kill a minnow.
Not based on my rolls.
That's why I said might.
If there's anything in the water, I'm going to try and lure it out. So I'm actually going to go about 20 feet more deep in the water. Like, I guess, mid-weight or waist high, whatever.
Waist high, that's like 2 feet of water.
Yeah, so I'm right at 30 feet now, and I'm going to cast a minor illusion roughly right there. It's right at 30 feet.
You're not 30 feet away.
So where should we should probably be where we would be while he's doing this.
Yeah, if things go wrong, I'm going to hightail it out of here.
So we have 2 Sionas on the board. 2.
I only see 1 Siona. Oh wait, I didn't zoom back.
Yeah. Okay, now things are cleaning up.
I was zoomed in too far. I didn't see any of that.
Yeah.
So I reach in the water, and I grab a little old crusty piece of fish bone that I found. I crack it in half and throw it out in front of me and wave my hands, and I whisper a little incantation, and I'm actually going to make the illusion of a big, juicy school of trout floating by there. Some big ones, some 3-footers, and they're just swimming in a pool right there in the surface of the water, like 2 feet below the water. Looking real tasty.
You see a large shadow kind of approaching it and kind of quickly, kind of buzz through and then kind of not realize, but when nothing's kind of there, kind of head off.
You got Hoot Hoot's attention.
While he's doing that, I've just kind of edged up about that far in the water. It's at a foot deep.
We said about a foot deep every 15 feet or so.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Quinn's just going to go up. He's about 5.5 feet tall. That should be fine. Unless the GM tells me anything different, I'm going to keep on moving.
All right, well, I'm going to, as quickly as I can, move right there.
Do I have to do anything to climb up onto this reef?
Let me see. So, no, you could probably climb onto it. Let's see.
Will it support us?
Oh, 1 second. Well,
are these reefs above water? We see these all above water.
Yeah, they're kind of just like like a rocky, corally kind of. They're not something you could. I don't know if it'll support 2 people, but let me see. I'm trying to think of. I'm trying to see if. So, what would the mechanic be around trying to figure out if you take damage like from something sharp?
Like barnacles?
Yeah, like as you were climbing up onto something
Acrobatics.
Is that like a constitution check, I guess? Or
Probably be either acrobatics or athletics or something.
Yeah, something dexterous, probably. Unless you're plate.
all right, roll me an athletics check. Well, hold on.
I mean, it might be athletic or acrobatics.
No, acrobatics would be to stay up on it. I think athletics is on there. So roll me. Anybody who wants to climb up on one, roll me an athletics check.
Woo! Woo! 13.
All right, you are both able to climb onto it. I would say it's difficult terrain, so movement on it would be an acrobatics check to make sure you don't slip and fall into the water. And then if you do slip or fall, we'll deal with that.
So here's what I'm thinking for Quinn. And I want to explain my action and see what I can do, seeing that it's going to be difficult terrain and everything. I want to kind of hop from here to here, kind of leapfrog my way across to see if I can wind my way up to this area.
All right, so you need to move one to the west to get to the place where you would. So roll me an acrobatics. We'll say everything's a DC 10. So you will slip and fall into the water.
Okay, so I'm going to slip and fall this way.
Yes, and take 1 damage. Is that fair?
You didn't say anything about taking damage. I fell into water.
No, but you we'll say it's from the barnacles and stuff on the rocks.
Well, ow. That sucks. Hey guys, try not to fall off these damn things.
Aren't you the smart one?
Yes, but shut up.
Not nimble.
It's debatable.
All right.
Intelligence, but not athletics.
Should we be doing this with initiative, or are we just kind of calling it out as we go?
We can go. If you guys want to go in an order, that's fine. But you guys aren't in combat, so it's kind of just going.
Is there any way I can move slowly to either negate the check or get advantage on it, like half speed?
No, it's sort of just a standard because of just the slickness of the rocks. You can go against. I mean, you can move slower, but I don't think it's going to help too much because it's just kind of the foothold is. It's kind of like if you're traveling over slick stairs or something.
All right. Well, after seeing Quinn fall down, I am just going to jump into the water and, avoid all that.
I think that's a great idea. I was just trying to stay dry a little bit longer, but we see how that worked out.
So that puts me in like 2.5 foot deep water. So that's,
I mean, I support the idea. You guys can just do some athletics checks and try to hop across. I mean, don't by any means don't let me kibosh that idea.
Athletics, I'm very bad at. Acrobatics.
Acrobatics. Sorry, acrobatics is what it is. Athletics to climb up, acrobatics to do the jumps from then on.
You know what? Because I one data point is not enough to draw a conclusion. I want to climb back up and try this again.
That's not going to end well.
While he's doing that, I'm kind of moving out this way.
Well, I can't even climb on the damn thing.
All right, and Siona starts moving out here because she's gonna have to do some healing here soon.
Can Hoot Hoot? I want Hoot Hoot to see if he sees anything. Swim. He's kind of floating back up and flying back up in the air a little bit. Damn it.
So as you cross, basically you cross the reefs into the Slider Cove here, you can definitely see shadows moving towards you, Quinn.
Yay. All right, so my 21 was for Quinn, my 3 was for Hoot Hoot.
I'm going to try my new initiative button.
Yeah, put turn tracker on first, though.
Wait, so
Oh, no, that is okay.
what is Corin doing way down in the...
I was going to come out. I was going to approach it from a different direction before you all shot north.
Oh, it's Raz. It's Raz that's... Okay, Raz is away from keyboard. Okay.
Well, this should be fun. We're all in waist deep water and about to be screwed by what appears to be a shark or 4.
Just run back out of the water.
Did that work?
I'm seeing a 4 and an 18 on the sharks.
Trying to make sure that was the right roll.
Did mine not work?
They each had a +1.
I'm not sure what that KH1 is.
How come I'm not...
Is that keep
highest,
H1?
Keep highest
one? Yeah, okay. All right, I guess that's enough.
Yeah.
I have the worst initiative rolls. I did it wrong the first time and got a 4, and the second time I did it, I still got a 4. So this all is this all? Hello?
Yes.
Hello.
Oh. Sorry, my screen turned off. So is this all considered difficult?
Hello.
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 Is this all considered difficult terrain?
The water is not.
Well, I mean, I'm 3 feet 6 inches tall.
I think at that point you're swimming.
I don't know. I think swimming is.
Swimming and fighting, I would consider kind of a difficult thing to do.
I mean, for some people,
swimming counts as difficult terrain.
Okay, then yes.
So that means movement speed is
1 extra foot per foot move, so doubled pretty much.
Sorry, what's that mean?
If you're going to move 5 feet, it's going to cost you 10 feet of.
Okay.
So while we're waiting for Raz to get back, since we're off the next 2 weeks, I'm going to send something out here in the next day or so. Have you guys kind of think about, we'll call it homework if you want, but it's basically kind of a character worksheet to sort of fill out and send back if you can, just so I can have it and kind of use it to form some stuff. But it'll be kind of helping you guys think through some of your character aspects. Do you guys want to, we can talk about this at the end of the game today, but how you guys want to handle the holiday in terms of just pause it, or do we want to do kind of a time passes a little bit so people can do some stuff, either through email or something like that, or just sort of think about that as we get toward the end of this.
Okay.
I
But
keep
let's
hearing
kill shark.
blinks.
Yeah, I rolled a 12. Do you still not? I know you had trouble getting my initiative last time.
Oh, I didn't see it. I didn't make it into the thing. I can add you.
Yeah, make sure you've clicked your token before you roll initiatives.
Oh, maybe that's it.
Basically, you click on anything and hit the initiative button, it's gonna roll that initiative for that token. It's a little weird.
And everybody should see if you go to your macros or something, there might be an initiative macro order there.
There is. That's what I'm using. You just click a token, click initiative, and you're good to go.
All right, everybody in, everybody updated?
Yep.
So how deep or how shallow is the water got to be before it's not difficult terrain? Like, I'm assuming 4-foot deep water is difficult.
Would it have to do with the height of the character? Probably half.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2-3 feet. I mean, I'd say like 2 feet deep water is what, like knee length or just a little over. So that's not like, if you're thinking of the ocean, it's not hard to like traverse, but you can't run in it. So I could see how, if you were trying to run through it, you would basically be prevented from it. But traveling through it probably doesn't cost. Well, I guess it costs more than it does, if you're on land. So probably anything over a foot, at least slow you down a little bit, I would think.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. It's difficult terrain, so 1 foot, 2 feet,
Yeah,
what was it?
It's basically, as of right now, it's doubled cost.
1 foot of movement costs you 2 feet of your speed.
All right, Zytos, you're first. Zytos, you're first up. So I guess as you see Quinn sort of walk between the reefs, you start to see two large shadows kind of moving towards his direction. I guess, Quinn, you can probably make out from where you are what one is, and you probably yell back.
Hey guys, there's a shark coming at me. This is bad. Please help.
Yeah, I agree. It's probably not the best thing. We should probably get on this pretty quickly.
Is that get on the combat or get on finding a new wizard?
Yeah, probably in both.
A little bit of both.
Wizards are a dime a dozen at this point.
I shout out, I think we're going to need a bigger boat.
We sure hope so.
Maybe we can get one of those sorcerers we've all been hearing about.
Yeah, they don't have to study, so maybe they'll have the upper body strength to climb up some coral.
Coral, I'm telling you, coral.
All right, let's start killing stuff.
All right, with that, coming up first on the shark, I'm going to cast Hunter's Mark on the closer one.
Okay, let's say that looks like. What do you think a hunter's mark looks like? Maybe this. We'll say. No, I don't know what that is. Maybe this one. Did that even show up?
I don't see anything.
I don't see anything, but I am casting it on the one closer.
Oh, closer to you. Sorry. You're not that person.
I see a
green.
green. Yeah.
Did you just climb up on the coral?
I did a while back. I've got a rolled. Hold on, I've got to go back up.
15.
Oh, yeah, you're on there.
15 on
Okay, good.
athletics.
You're on there. Sorry, I saw it too at the same time. I completely missed you earlier. My bad.
So what do I mean? Is it?
Oh wait,
I'm
I
assuming
see.
that
I don't
like,
have to
well,
do anything, right? It's just on, right?
Yeah, it's automatic.
Okay. And that's it for me.
That's only a bonus action. You can still attack
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Hit that thing.
or move and move.
After I cast Hunter's Mark, I've got my bow out, so I go ahead and take a shot at the one closer to me. And it helps if you click the right thing.
I'm going to assume it's a hit.
Can you not see it?
No, I'm checking the AC on these, but I can't imagine they're over that. If they are, then they're going to swim away. If it takes more than a 22 to hit, then this is going to
Quinn's going to
be
die.
a non-combat. Yeah.
I'm just gonna run up on the beach and
Start preparing the next funeral.
exactly. I'll just sit and watch.
Roll damage on that.
Where's Doug, by the way?
Doug! Damn you, Doug.
All right, so I've got my 5 piercing damage, plus I've got my. How do I do this?
Just roll 1d6.
Okay.
Boom.
Sweet. So that's 11 damage to the first one.
Yes. Unfortunately, as Mythbusters has shown us, projectiles entering water. I'm just kidding.
Damn it.
Damn you, GM.
All damage is half. No. All right. Do you want to move, or are you good where you are?
What kind of damage did it do to the shark? Can we tell?
It did a pretty sizable chunk of damage. You can definitely see blood in the water from where your arrow went in, but it's still swimming around, thrashing, I guess.
Yeah, let's try to move back here. What do I need to do? Another athletics check?
Yeah, hold on. You could hop down into the water, move over, and then try to climb back up if you want to do it that way. There's no hopping down, doesn't do anything. Traveling won't, climbing back up. If you're trying to do literally that move in that diagonal fashion, you'd have to do an acrobatics check every movement. Yes,
how about that?
Yeah, just one athletics. Good to go.
I want to make sure that I put
With that,
Quinn well between me and both sharks.
You're welcome.
Just looking out for you, buddy. And I'm done.
All right, well, this is going to fail miserably on my part, but I'm going to try to climb up right there.
Success.
All right, then I'm going to use my action to try to hide. Probably not so much hiding. I'm bad at stealth.
I mean, you can duck down. I mean, you're definitely not drawing its attention, I guess.
Yeah, that's my goal. I'm trying to get up there and just like lay flat, be away from the water where he can't see me.
Yeah, that's fine. But you're not hidden. You're not in.
I'm not stealth.
You're not.
I'm
Yeah,
just
you're not stealth, but you didn't draw its attention.
right. Okay, well that's my turn.
Well, isn't this special? So is it an action to try to climb up onto the reef?
Well, we didn't make it an action.
Climbing is considered difficult terrain, so probably just uses 10 feet of movement.
Okay. So I'm going to attempt to climb onto this. So I should do a strength check first.
Acrobat or athletics.
Athletics.
And then I think so. A failed athletics check, would that end movement? Maybe.
To your call.
I would consider it being knocked prone, and so he would have to use half his movement to get up. Which in
half
this
of
case,
your remaining movement.
No, half your total movement. So he'd use 10 to get up. If he fell, it'd cost him 15 to get back standing, and he'd have 5 left. That's how I would roll.
Well, then hang on just a second. Okay. That said, I'm going to not do that. I'm going to move my 30 feet, 5, 10, 15. Actually, this is difficult terrain, so I can move to about.
You move 15 feet.
So here.
I don't see your.
There.
Yeah, that'd be 15 feet. Assuming we're going diagonal, doesn't count extra by the ruler.
All right. So that now that I'm gonna. Can I still try to climb onto here now, and that's not my action, right? Or
yeah,
that's all of my movement at this point.
You could use your action to dash, which doubles your movement.
Okay, no, I don't want to do that. All right.
So, yeah, you should be able to climb up. I mean, oh wait, no, it's difficult terrain. Yeah, sorry.
All right, so I'm just trying to give some space here, and I'm going to, for the first time in this campaign, I'm going to shoot a magic missile at Corin because pride before party. I'm going to lift my hands in the air in some somatic motion, yell magic missile, which is the keyword for my magic missile spell, and cast magic missile at the shark that was closest to me. This guy right here. So that is 3 plus 1 spell level dart, so that's 4 darts. That will do 1d4 plus 1 force damage per dart.
So it was like the spell.
And is that that's an instant hit, right?
Yes.
There it is.
So, yeah, so there you go. 11 damage. Chappelle, force darts at the shark's face.
There is a flurry of activity, splashing around the water, and a lot of red in the water. But but you can still sort of see the shadow moving, although not much.
That will be my turn.
Okay. Siona has informed me that. Wait, Shark's turn, isn't it? Never mind.
Let me make sure I got one thing real quick.
For Quinn's free action, he yells, "I see the shark! Another one is coming for me."
All right, now it's Tiona's turn.
Isn't that shark kind of beached now, or about close to it?
I figured that's about 2 feet of water, right?
A little bit more, looks like, between. Like,
Would this
Sharks
be difficult terrain for it, since it's in that shallow of a water?
No, sharks can swim in that shallow of water.
Shut up. We're trying to save myself here.
You definitely see fin at this point, so any movement in this shallow water. But yeah, I would say you're probably 2 feet's going to be your range, I think, to maybe a little less to where he can get in. At least how I was thinking of it, which is sort of why I had him staying on the other side of the reef.
all right, Siona's turn.
Yes.
All right. Well, she's not a fan of sharks, so she's going to back up a little bit. She kind of drops her longsword in the water, pulls out a javelin, and is going to toss it at this shark that's close to her.
Spearfishing.
Nice shot, mate.
I assume that hits.
I assume so as well. Yes.
So that's 7 damage to its face.
There is blood in the water.
All right, that ends her turn.
Okay, I'm going to dig up a little sand from the reef and throw it straight out in front of me and go, "Pocket sand! Hee-haw, hee-haw!"
What?
And I cast sleep on this shark that's approaching the party on the south.
Oh, that's right. Sleep, the guaranteed low-level encounter victory.
I approve.
I don't think the 5d8 applies if it's just one creature, because I'm not like jumping to creature to creature.
No, it's got to have at least less than 30 health to be affected.
Okay. Even if it's just one, that first creature has to have 30 or less.
Yeah, if you rolled 5 total, you're not doing much. Because if you read it affects the first creature with that much health.
Gotcha. So I do 30 hit points worth of sleep to Mr. Sharkface, making a beeline for the shore.
So where was... so this one here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Where did you cast that?
I'll say in a 20-foot radius. Let's see, 5, 10, 15. I'll say directly to... Oh, let me zoom out.
Like the whole party's going to be asleep and the shark's going to be awake.
Yeah, Quinn may be going nap.
Assuming I'm doing radius right, which I'm probably not. I'll say here. or whatever the topmost of the radius is to hit the shark, and not me or Quinn.
Yeah, there's definitely room for you to only hit the shark.
Okay, he's asleep, right? I mean, I guess it doesn't look like there's a save against it.
Nope, that's why this is the low level encounter I win spell.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, because there's no save. It's like, well, everything fighting me is dead now.
Oh,
It's like magic missile has no always hits that no save against.
But I guess you could roll 5 ones and be like, well, that was completely worthless.
Yeah, that's true.
And then Zytos, it seems like you've got a real advantage here with range, so I'm going to give you a little song of inspiration.
Do you feel inspired, Zatos?
And I apologize for the use of. I'm going to change up what that means. I'm not going to say that in the future.
Zatos
but you know what I mean.
gets his D6 all right.
Perfectly average.
Ow.
Is that what your wife says?
All right, Eldon.
Okay. Eldon doesn't like sharks either. So he's going to move.
Has anybody proclaimed their love of sharks yet?
Well, probably not. Let's make sure that I can still cast it. So I'm going to the shore, but that's distance. And then since Quinn has been making the most motion in the ocean,
That's right.
it's probably drawing attention. So I will cast Shield of Faith upon you. Shoot, where's my character sheet? There we go. To protect you from any harm should these sharks get to you.
Well, thank you kindly, sir.
Oh, that's a bonus action?
Yeah.
Oh, well then I will also turn towards the nearest shark. I guess, does that make can you see me clicking on it?
No.
Hold it down.
You have to get off the ruler.
Oh, there we go. No, okay. And I will raise my arm to the sky and call down flame.
Oh,
wait a minute.
It's asleep right now, so it can stay that way for a long time.
And it's underwater.
Yeah. Actually, 60 feet?
You can move and hit the top one.
Oh, I don't have to move. Okay, I'll call it on this one. And cast. Oh wait, I have to select myself, right? Sorry.
How long is the shark asleep for?
Until someone wakes it up.
And how do we?
If you damage it, it wakes up.
Okay.
If you are within 5 feet of a sleeping opponent, you're hit you automatically hit and crit it.
Okay. I will just move. So this.
Sorry, I'll move it back. I'm trying to find out how to make. I guess orange is what this one's going to be.
I definitely saw a little cloud or something above it a couple seconds ago.
Can you guys see that orange?
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's such a. I don't know why it's not over the. It's weird that it's not over the shark like I would expect it to be.
Is the shark actually a 3x3? And so that's actually.
Yeah, but I don't know why it's.
Yeah, the shark.
I think you probably rotated the 3x1, and it's still tracking it in a north-south orientation.
That's probably it.
Quality work.
Okay. Anyway, this one up here needs to make a dexterity save.
Kudos on the song choice, by the way.
I didn't even hear it.
Think a more orchestral version of the Jaws theme.
So it looks like it did not beat a dexterity save of 13. So it takes 6 damage.
Yeah, it took me about 2 minutes trying to figure out why Jaws was playing over the Stormwind theme.
Oh, did you have Stormwind at your house? So, calling upon your lord, I guess, the light shines down, and when you can kind of shield your eyes a little bit, and then when you're done, there's a just kind of a pool of blood with a floating shark, where there used to be a pool of blood with a swimming shark.
Was there much rejoicing?
It doesn't sound like it.
All right, then. Is anybody else wearing white robes? Because they will no longer be white.
Hope y'all packed your brown pants.
We're washing our whites with our color.
What?
I kind of assume we've just won now.
Well, it depends on who attacks this last shark first.
And we could all get close, gang up on it, and just start making advantage attacks. Or I guess only the first attack's advantage.
Which means I just let Sion walk up there and jab it with her longsword.
How does the I need to go back on. How long does sleep last?
According to the description he linked, until someone wakes it up.
Until the spell ends. What does that mean?
Duration 1 minute.
Oh, okay.
I'll put that in the description.
If you just link it, you don't have to type it in. Just drag the spell into your spell book. It'll have all that for you.
So it's Hoodoo's turn, right?
Yes. Unless you weren't moving, were you, Eldon?
I did move already.
I mean, not anymore.
No, that was the most I could move. So
Okay.
I moved my max distance.
Yes, then it is Hoot's turn.
Yeah, Hoot's going to swoop down and hover right next to this shark within 5 feet of it, providing additional flankage.
Hoots.
And he hoots wildly.
Don't wake the shark up.
He hoots softly.
Let's see. Hold on. Roll me.
He's trying to communicate his prior plans with Corin to get close to the shark.
At this point, I said we all just get close to the shark and commit stabby stab.
Box it in!
So anything over a 14 will be loudly hooted enough to wake up a shark. So roll a d20.
I love it.
Of course, of all the times,
Of course.
we need a high roll.
Hoot hoot!
Oh, wait, what did Hoot Hoot do again?
He Leroy Jenkins the situation.
He can't attack. What was he doing? No, really, what was he doing?
He flew over and screamed hoot hoot at the shark as loud as he could, basically, and woke him up.
But why?
Apparently comedy. Stupid
It says,
bird.
unless someone uses an action, well, it's just shake or slap. I don't know if screaming at something would count.
Yeah, I'm going to say, well, it's the GM's discretion, but, I mean...
I don't want to nerf your spell. I'll leave it up to you, Chris. Does it anything other than shake or slap? Does it have to be physical because it's a magical sleep?
Yeah, shake, slap, or physical damage will awaken it.
Wake it up. Wake it up.
Okay.
According to people who read it, they said it's got to be what's described in the spell.
Wake it up.
Which I guess makes sense because if loud noises did it, the spell would be completely useless in combat.
Plus, it's underwater, and the owl is hovering above the water.
Yeah, and that's true. Incantations or bard spells or anything would wake it up under that case.
Wake it up. Wake
It doesn't matter. It's not going to live its next turn anyways. It wakes up or it doesn't.
It's fine. I'll let it go. I thought it would have been fun.
That was fun. Hoot hoot!
I will say, Adam, this giant ice cube, despite its complete lack of common sense or real practicality, does last for a very long time.
Yes, it does, but it is completely impractical to keep on using.
Yeah, I don't know what exactly I'll ever do with a giant D20 sized ice cube.
No, it's one of those.
It does last for a very long time.
Yes, for those situations where you know you're going to want to enjoy a cold drink in about 17 hours.
So I got a giant D20 ice ball rubber ice cube mold from something. So I made it today, but it's still 2 hours later. It's still basically, and I can tell kind of what it is. So
I got one like that. It's about the size of a baseball, and it's a Death Star.
yeah, it's about the same. You're like, what are I ever going to do with this? All right, so Zatos, your turn.
You make a whiskey sour over that. Or, no, what is it?
You make a whiskey drink.
Highball.
Old fashioned though, with that.
Does anybody know what an old-fashioned actually is?
Something with orange bitters, isn't it?
Yeah, Angostura bitters, orange peel, and whiskey or bourbon. And I think sometimes you can use a little simple syrup.
So the short answer is yes. Somebody knows what it is. Good.
It's like orange. It's like orange whiskey, basically.
It's like my favorite drink.
Very good. Next game night, physical game night, old fashions for everybody. Zatos, you're up. I'm done hijacking the conversation.
I appreciate that. So can I cast Hunter's Mark on and shoot Hoot Hoot for waking up the shark?
I mean, you could, but he didn't wake him up,
All right.
despite his attempt.
I'm going to cast Hunter's Mark on the South Shark. And I will, let's see, pull back my bow and
Completely miss.
Yep.
That's good.
But he's still asleep.
all right, and I'm gonna stay where I am, so I think I'm good.
All right, I'm
Really
going
best.
to. Corin is going to stand up and just kind of calmly suggest, maybe we don't, maybe we kind of get closer to the shark and instead of just taking pot shots at it. Let's open up with our, let Siona, coup de grace it instead of trying to pick it to death from a distance while it's asleep. And in doing so, he's going to move down there and then there. Can I see the shark from where I'm at? Or is it hiding? Is it behind the coral?
I mean, it's a rock out of water, so you're probably a little taller than it. So you can probably see the fin of it, at least. You have a general idea of where it is.
But I couldn't, shoot it with a bow or anything.
I mean, sure, I guess so. I mean, you have a general idea where it is.
All right, then I am going to use some trickery here, and I'm going to ready my action so that when the shark wakes up, I throw one of my daggers at it. So that ends Corin's turn, and I'm kind of telling Quinn, don't attack it.
I think I agree with that and totally forgot that I can ready an action too. That's what that means, right?
Right. When you give a trigger, and when that trigger happens, you do that action using your reaction.
Yeah, okay. Gotcha. All right. So that said, Quinn is going to shimmy up to this sleepy shark. And with he's going to ready his touch cantrip of Shocking Grasp. He's going to hover his hands right around, it looks like it's a hammerhead shark. He's going to ready his hands right over both of the shark's eyeballs, preparing and readying his Shocking Grasp spell for when the shark wakes up. So his hands are beaming with electricity. Maybe not in the water, but right outside the water, let's say, because electricity in water seems like a bad idea. That's what he's going to do. He has readied his action for Shocking Grasp. He's muttering to himself and concentrating, and he's just now primed and ready. And we're done.
So is the shark asleep?
I guess so. It still seems like there should be a save against this, but that's weird.
If you Google it, it's like, is sleep overpowered?
All right.
All right. Siona picks up her long sword out of the water and moves right there, and then brings said long sword, crush it right down onto the brain of the shark, right between in the head, right between the eyes. And it automatically crits, so...
Why does it automatically crit?
Because she's within 5 feet and it's helpless. It's unconscious. It's a pretty terrible roll, so I do 10 damage.
Interesting.
This is why this spell is like just super OP.
Say 10.
Yeah, it's a pretty weak attack, only 10 damage.
All right, so that moves her down.
So now our other attacks trigger.
Yeah,
Yep,
Corin throws a dagger.
That's a hit.
Yep.
So 6 plus sneak attack, so there's 12 more damage.
Blah.
And
You don't
then,
get to do anything.
and then
Unless you
Quinn
can bring him back to life.
electrocutes us all.
Actually, does the shock defibrillate and revive?
You are just making sure my character fucks everything up for everybody, aren't you? From the overly loud hooting hoot hoot to me
I
Just
just...
my
didn't do
15
that.
minutes of shame. Now it's yours.
Oh no.
Technically, Adams missed anyways. But he was dead.
I was just pre-cooking the shark for everybody.
Just put shock waves into the water that everybody's standing in, so we're all unconscious because we've been.
Is everybody else's nethers a little tingly right now?
Well, I'm up out of the water, so no.
Well, you're missing out.
And I pull out my little fishing dagger that I got from that dead soldier, all stealthy like, and I start popping off a few of the shark scales and throw them in my pocket.
I want to rip out some of the shark teeth and, hang on to some of them.
We're gonna drag it onto shore and have shark meat for this next meal.
Ooh-ah.
Siona just got out of the water in case there's more sharks.
I'm going down towards the damn treasure chest.
Me too.
So we look around to see if the water is now safe.
Nope.
Just assume it's safe now.
I'm gonna get climbing up on this damn thing. Finally.
That's like, if you feel like every fail is a damage, you're like, yes, 1, 2, 3. No.
That's only when I
no, you
fall
guys
off.
So the treasure chest is there. There's a hole sort of in the side of it that you got to kind of cover to get the gold from falling out of it as you kind of tip it off, and that you can drag to shore. There's some loose gold kind of on the reef, and you can see some in the water that you can kind of gather up as well. Hold on, let me turn off the Jaws music.
I apparently stay in the water.
So we go out and recover a skiff and salvage everything.
Yeah, if you guys go onto the ship, you guys can free the lifeboats from this. You kind of get up onto the deck of the ship, kind of come up through the cargo hold and up through the crew quarters onto the deck of the ship, and you can kind of walk around and look over the edge, and you don't really see anything. I mean, you see some fish and things of that, but nothing else that really looks dangerous, although it is the ocean, so things could come in, but for the most part you think the passage from land to the ships is there, which will be good because then people can the survivors can start to loot and transport anything else that's in the ship. You make it to your way into the captain's quarters, and right behind the painting, like you said there was, like he said there would be, you find a good size, like a large binder, kind of bound closed, that you now have into your possession. And then
I grab that and, out of curiosity, just kind of unbind it and start flipping through it.
it's a lot of numbers and dates and names that don't really mean anything to you, but you can tell it's some sort of a ledger and a kind of a bookkeeping.
Quinn wants to look around, see if there's anything useful. If there may be some sort of quarterstaff-looking weaponry or anything that the captain may have had in his possession that he could use.
There's a small armory, I guess, below deck, but the weapons in there don't appear to be anything exceptional. If there's a particular piece of weaponry you're looking for, you could probably swap something out with what you got, but
yeah, I was just looking for something better than a straight my straight quarterstaff. I figured there might be something here.
No, there's not. But hold on, I'm trying to find something real quick. That chest that you have the key to will have something in it. I'm just trying to find out exactly what that would be.
So the key was to the chest, not to where the binder was. The binder was just kind of behind the painting.
Yeah, the painting. I mean, the painting was pretty secure, so it took a little bit of work to kind of shift off. But once you got it away, there was just a little loose board kind of that held this. All it was in it was this journal. Then underneath the bottom shelf, or the kind of built-in cabinetry of this, there's a small door you open that's got, a little small chest in it that has it's big enough to hold something, but not, not the size of the chest that was holding all the gold. So I'm just trying to find a magic item that makes sense.
When he's done with that big chest outside, I want to check it for like false bottoms or anything like that.
It looks to be a standard chest filled with gold. Some bags. I mean, you'd have to get back and kind of get it off the reef, and you can empty it out and kind of count through it and see how much is in there. All right, so you open the chest in the office. Sorry if someone's messaging. Hold on. I'm trying to see some. I can only do one thing at once because I have to put this all into a different window. So in that chest, there is a small dagger. A small dagger in there.
No, there's not. I don't know what you guys are talking about, small dagger.
That's sneaky.
I don't actually steal said dagger, but I do pick it up and examine it.
Well, it's in Quinn's hands. He's the one with the box.
I don't see if you saw that 17 sleight of hand there. It's not on your hands.
We did not see the 17 sleight of hand.
No, we
It was
didn't.
the 17.
Quinn turns around and casts Firebolt at Corin.
Yeah, there's a Quinn, I guess as you pick up the dagger, you can kind of feel that it's got a bit of a buzz to it in your hands, but you can't, obviously you can't at the moment tell anything about it. Or should I just tell you what it does?
I might be able to help identify that.
I've got a spell too.
I have identify a ritual, so I can spend time looking at it.
Yeah, I've got detect magic as well. Is yours a cantrip or a first level spell?
It's gonna be. They'll both be first level, or the identifies first level.
Yeah, I've got detect magic. Well, it just detects if it's the presence of it, not necessarily identify. Yours is probably better. Yeah, oh wait, no, I've got identify too. Yeah.
The question is, does one of you have a glass of water to put out that fireball that Quinn tried to hit me with?
Yeah, we're gonna let the ship burn
because it missed.
I noticed. A hair trigger with these things. No aim, but...
All right, so this is what you find in there.
That's expensive.
I can do an Arcana check to try and do some research if I know anything about said magic dagger. I'm good at those.
You see what the material is?
Yeah, there's some of that stuff with the components they were saying is kind of crazy because it's whether or not.
Maybe we should just ask the captain what it is.
So I did an Arcana check, see if I know anything about magic. I know some stuff.
You can tell. I mean, you can tell it's a magical dagger. So you take it and look it over, and notice that it's got a symbol on it that you recognize. Here's what you found.
Ooh.
I'm almost regretting that now. It's hard finding magic items, really. Like magic item. I mean, unless you just give like standard +1.
Yeah, those only got like +3 these days instead of +5.
Even if you didn't sleight of hand, that would be like, yeah, that's kind of totally right up your alley.
Yeah, I kind of figured it'd be my thing. Although, given what I know about it, it might be better in Quinn's hands.
Yeah, it's a defensive tool, so...
Yeah, he's kind of a weakling. A touchy weakling at that.
I mean, at the very least, I know he'd be able to hit with this.
True. He has issues.
All right, so if I have said dagger, I hand it over to Quinn. Like, this is cool, but it's not going to do me much good.
That's kind of a weird thing, though. Like, I wonder how that works. Because, like, what if you're attacked with a fireball from like 100 yards, 100 feet away?
Attack, I would imagine.
Does it just leap out and? Oh, it's attack. So it's anything. Okay. So it's anything. A physical attack, then it'll spring. But I guess it's only if you're holding it too, right?
It says it leaps to the owner's hand.
Yeah.
But if you have it like in your pack or something,
it's going to damage the pack. So
where did you find that? I'm like Googling and I can't find that weapon.
It's just a random D20 table generator.
Because like if I shoot an arrow at him, is it gonna jump into his hand, fly over to me, stab me for 3 damage?
See, I would imagine this would be a melee attack. I mean, it's got to be within reach of his arm, of his hand.
Yeah, I would think it's got to be, somewhat up close, a melee or touch attack.
If you
Otherwise,
wanna,
we've got
like,
like
All right,
that.
let's just say we found a magic item and give me a chance to figure it out. I still haven't found it. If I find a better one here between here and the next one, I'll email the group to it and we can figure it out.
Yeah, I vote for that because that one seems weird. There's some unanswered questions. Like if he's holding a quarterstaff, does it like just knock the staff out of his hands?
Or, if the worst comes to worst, you could always hand wave him as a GM role and say, okay, this is going to be a emergency quarterstaff or something that would actually be in use. But whatever you want to do.
While they're figuring out the magic dagger, Horn's fiddling with his hands, I'm gonna sneak into the room next to him. I'm gonna like look in the desks for any like, what I was doing with the chest before, for any like false bottoms or little trap doors in the desk.
Hold on, I'm not ignoring you. Hold on. All right, hold on. I'm gonna send some. I'm gonna put a link. Can you, if I can put links in the chat, you guys can click on them.
Yeah.
If you take something from that list, is that a suitable kind of weird list?
It is a weird list.
Orphan's top cannot be spawned if there are any invisible undead nearby.
That's awesome. That's
If you're a level 1 character fighting invisible undead,
Cheater's coin. Endless boots.
Book of Epic Boredom.
Never melts. Literally, that's its only advantage.
A
Something
rock
that never melts.
that, when thrown, always hits its target. Always. Can't do anything that you couldn't conceivably do with a lucky throw. That's awesome.
Okay. Everybody roll a d20. All right, hold on. Let me see what this is. So 5 is the dust of D appearance. So maybe a little pouch of dust. 18 is the amber comb. Any lightning attack within 10 feet is diverted to the comb instead. If the comb takes over 6 damage, it shatters.
Was everybody rolling a 1d20 or a d100?
Oh, sorry, D100. Merbird. It's on a while the numbers were so backed up. Roll the D100, look on that chart, and paste in kind of what your thing is.
Bag of infinite shit.
Wow, so far we've got shit and a bone.
Bag of infinite manure.
I like that. That fits right in my character.
I did actually somehow end up with that orphan's top.
That's when I did a D20. That's what I rolled too.
Okay, I think Siona got a good one.
Yeah, I like it.
Mine's wildly entertaining.
Not as entertaining as mine.
Somehow I feel like that ring's going to end up on Doug's finger pretty quickly.
Well, could we put the ring on him and then put my saddle on him? that turns him into a horse.
I don't know what that top does.
In it, if there's a visible undead nearby, it won't spin.
So if there's ghosts, I guess if it's a ghost top, it won't spin if there's ghosts around.
Yeah, like I said, if we're facing things that involve that top, we're dead.
A saddle that turns any animal into a horse. Technically, people are animals.
That's what I was saying.
That's
Type-
basically, if you read it, currently owned by a bounty hunter who is fond of riding his bounties back to town.
You know, what's also an animal? A dragon.
As is Doug.
I'm just saying that one seems a little bit OP. I don't see anything about a save.
What's number 100?
A sentient rope.
The animate rope that you can train like a dog.
Yes, that would be awesome.
Metal eye mask. Obscures normal vision, but allows you to see like a satellite.
If anybody doesn't want theirs, I'll allow one-time reroll, but you can't. You're stuck with the next one.
No, I'm okay with my ring.
I'm okay with my bag of shit.
Do I want to re-roll my...
I love sticking bones in my mouth.
What is that, one potion?
Yep.
I'll re-roll, just because... Who knows?
But you could, like I said, you put that into something like a drink or something, in theory.
Yeah, unwilling targets get a save. Now I'll roll. Oh, look, this is perfect for this character.
Also known as a pencil.
Writing is permanent.
I roll your 1d6, Gabe.
What's that?
Roll a 1d6. So it has 3 uses. So somewhere in there, when you put it in your inventory, put a Sharpie with 3 uses.
I think I'm debating on whether or not to keep my saddle, but the moment that you said dragons, that I don't know. This thing might be friggin' awesome. There's going to be a lot of dead horses coming around.
Yeah,
Be a lot of...
I'm thinking about re-rolling myself. The top doesn't seem like it's something we're gonna get a lot of use of.
It's got a lot of flavor.
The minute you re-roll it, we will. You're going to go to a ghost mine full of ghosts.
But then wouldn't we know once we got hit by one, it's like, oh shit, well, we don't need the top anymore.
Just again, we're level 1 or 2. If we're fighting ghosts, we're dead. So just keep
that's
rolling.
That's a fair roll. Re-roll probably will.
Hell, if we're fighting crabs, we're probably dead. The way that Ash throws them at us.
I stand by. No combat has been too difficult. Are you re-rolling, Will?
Me?
I'm trying to flip through some of these and just see what else is there.
It's random nonsense.
Oh, I know.
Are you re-rolling yours, Adam?
I think I'm gonna stick with what I've got.
just turns back to whatever it was, I suppose. Guess you have a headless dragon?
Pissed off dragon.
All right, last chance. Going once. Going twice. Sold. All right, add those to your sheets along with
Yeah, me too.
That's the you want the next card off the deck. Rabbit hunting.
Blindfold of the spirits. Win more.
Sleeping drought. Sleep twice as hard for 4 hours, getting a full night's rest, but cannot be woken up.
That's what you got your second roll?
Yep.
Because we already got one of those in the first roll.
Yeah, so you could roll again, Will, if you wanted to.
Oh,
That one
yeah.
wouldn't count. Because we already passed on that one.
I dropped it, but yeah.
Oh no, D100,
Yeah, that
Will.
one's bad.
Hold on, did you roll a
Yeah,
D?
I did.
Did you roll a D20 the first time?
When I got the 3, I did.
Oh, well then that's up to you. I mean, you can keep it if you want, but yeah, it'd be a D100.
I was just looking to see what else I would have gotten.
There's this one.
But does it float?
I saw on one of this on the first list I was using. It said something like, "Whore." It was called the Whore's Bracelet. It was like denotes the wearer as a prostitute, but gives them +3 charisma or something. I was like, that's a weird magical item.
I might take that one.
Everyone knows you're a prostitute or thinks you are, but you get more charisma.
It does that.
Singing Frog knows 1d6 songs.
I like some of these like items that are like weirdly cursed. You know, it's like it has a positive, but then also has some weird negative to it.
Some of these are like crazy useful, and some of them are just like, well, why did someone go through the trouble of making that?
Yeah, just a random D100. All right, well, add this to your list, along with 200 gold apiece, which is the content of the chest. I just suppose if you, I suppose if you want to say the chest holds more, and that you benevolently give it to the town to seed their bank or something, you can do that, or we can just say that it held 1,200 gold. Well, you get the same amount of gold either way. So if you want to say that there was more gold in there and that you gave it to the town, you can say that too. Or the town can use different goods and services bartering to establish trade or whatever. All right, so I guess we're wrapping it up. What next 2 weeks we're out. Do we want to try and do some stuff over email or something, or just kind of pause it here, so that when we come back in 2 weeks, you would have a bit of a encampment with potentially some more things. I don't want to time passes without sort of the approval.
I'm okay with the time passes type thing.
Yeah, and if I think of anything I want to do during that time, I'll just email it out.
Agreed.
All right, so we'll figure exactly how much time passes between this session and the next one, which we will start at level 2.
I'm going to need to know exactly how quickly I can get manure out of my bag of infinite manure before time passes.
It does. It's.
What?
I mean, I guess it's infinite, right?
I know, but how fast does it come out?
Handful at a time.
That's fine with me.
I guess. I mean, I guess it's a pouch, right? But I assume you have to reach in and pull it out. I'm assuming you can't just tip the bag over and it'll just rain manure forever.
I mean, that was my first plan, was just to wear it on my back, strapped upside down. But
No, do not allow that.
I can wait till I get Mage Hand.
Bag of infinite manure. I'm guessing. I mean, it's going to be dry, so it's basically like you're reaching in and pulling out a bag of wood chips, I guess. So I guess it's just going to be kind of a small pouch, because if it's good for campfires, you're talking, just kind of like a handful or so. So it's about handful size, I guess. Maybe the size of a Crown Royal bag. A little smaller than that, maybe.
All right.
Oh, didn't we put them all in the chat? Yeah. Okay.
I'll email it out.
Chris, you kind of search through. I mean, if there's anything particular you're looking for, but it's just sort of your average trade vessel. I mean, it's got the living quarters and some stuff, but there's nothing really exceptional. There might be some small personal effects or something if you want to kind of root through. But if there's anything particular you're looking for, like a fire starter kit or something like that, you might be able to find something. But on the whole, it's just full with a lot of very common, uneventful items, short of that chest. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of the same stuff that was in there. So there may be some trade goods, but a lot of that stuff's going to be, the boats will all be unloaded and put in there. So the town will kind of benefit from some of that too. So anything you guys need that's just kind of common items, you can definitely find a way to get to. Yeah, if not, yeah, we'll just say time passes. So everybody heads back to camp. I will say this. So somebody mentioned it earlier, and it didn't come up. So interestingly, you haven't seen Doug in a while. So I'll say, as you return to camp, near your stuff, as you go back to your little corner of the world, you find sort of a hastily scribbled note from Doug that says something along the lines of that he knows that he hasn't proven himself worthy of Siona's attention, so he's gone off to sort of make his fortune. And you don't know when it was really written, but you haven't seen him yesterday or today, so sometime in the last 2 days, he kind of disappeared.
Aw.
All
Wants
right,
to, like,
anything
roll for-
else?
Or if we're level 2, he wants to roll for hit point stuff now, or do that next session?
Is it a roll for it, or is it
the first one you get
auto?
maxed. The option, I think you can either roll or take the average, which is 5 for 1d8. Yeah, by normal standard rules, it's you get max on the first level, and then one of those 2 other options above that.
So in theory, the average gives everybody a better chance of not getting hosed, but you definitely don't get the chance to roll an 8, I guess.
Right.
I wouldn't mind the option.
You guys want? What's the consensus? We got 1 roll.
I would say roll. I like the random chance.
I mean, can we each individually choose which one we want to do?
I mean, I'm fine either way. I prefer a roll, but I'm not gonna fight for an option.
I will definitely consistently take my 5. Or my 1d8.
Sorry, I'm kind of flipping through the book right here, trying to see real quick how it works. Yeah, I can do that. Let me ponder it real quick just to make sure. I have to actually kind of look up the leveling mechanic, but everything else go, and then we'll kind of hammer. If that's the last piece we have to hammer out, it won't take too long to sort through. And then we'll sort everything else out as we get into next week. I'll send out the notes. The meeting last session 3 was posted today. Apologies, Adam helped me out big time at the last half of it, so it'll be posted. Read through it. I'll try to get today's up in the next day or 2, since I got more time this week, and then I will put the final touches on this kind of character survey. If you guys can